Emma's just called me. I've run to the van because it sounds like we've got bad news. What's happened?
We've been broken into.
We seem to be magnets to van life nightmares, from scams, raging infernos, and now, a couple of weeks ago, we got broken into. We had stayed the previous 3 nights in the safety of the motorhome parking area in San Sebastian, but after we had used up our allotted 72 hours parking, we had to leave. We moved the van in front of a busy cafe for an hour whilst we went to the beach, thinking that this would be a safe place for it. It wasn't. This is what happened.
I haven't touched any of the cupboards. This is how it was. They've obviously gone through everything. They've even pried open a little battery cupboard there. I feel so bad for the owner of this van because, yeah, like that's all damaged now. This is hanging off. You can see there where they used, I would guess, like a screwdriver or something to try and pry in. Something small. Oh, so sad. Why didn't they just use the key?
Where is the key?
The key's just hanging over there. I mean, this kind of stuff can be fixed easily, but that's such a shame. Like, the front of that drawer has completely been pulled off. I'm just so glad we had most of our electronics with us because that's basically all they took. Pretty much everything is in there that I can notice. The only thing that I think are gone are the Switch and my iPad. Found that just in here where they'd obviously dropped it on their way out.
So the out of the van isn't damaged?
No, I can't figure out how they got in because there's no, like, you know, like if they pried their way in there would be all scratches and dents and stuff. There's nothing like that. So I went round the other side and they've somehow, I don't know how they've done it, but they've somehow got in through the window on the other side and must have climbed in through the window. And they must have been a tiny person because if they fit in through that window, yeah. Like, that's all been pulled off where they've, like, forced themselves in.
They've broken the window.
Yeah. Now it doesn't close. Like, yeah.
This definitely was locked before. We always check. Just trying to see if there's any CCTV on any of these buildings.
I mean, it's obviously something that they're good at doing and they've done before, right? Because, like, you wouldn't do something in broad daylight like that.
Unless they didn't go through the window, but then it doesn't make any sense.
But the window's literally the only bit that's been broken open.
But how could they not be seen? I feel so violated.
I know, like someone's been in our space. Ugh. And I feel so bad that, like, they've f***ed up this guy's van. And he's done such a beautiful job at all the cabinets and stuff, and he's...
We love the owner and his van, and the van's for him and his family.
And they're going on a trip a few days after we get back in this van.
I mean, I assume we're going to have to cancel our trip early to sort this.
Probably.
I mean, I don't know if I want to stay in it anymore.
I know.
But I guess that's not the most important thing right now.
No.
We'd like to talk about BetterHelp, who are the paid partners of today's video. Carving out time for ourselves to speak to an impartial therapist has been helpful in so many ways and is one of the things that has given us the tools to help deal with uncomfortable or unexpected situations like this one. BetterHelp is the world's largest therapy service with over 1,000 therapists who can help you with a wide range of issues. And it's the most convenient therapy service that I've ever used, as it is 100% online. If you'd like to give therapy a try, please consider using BetterHelp. We will leave a link down in the description, which will also give you guys a great discount. To get started, you just answer a few questions, then BetterHelp will use your answers to match you with the right therapist from their network. And if you find that your therapist is not the right fit for any reason at all, you can switch to a new therapist completely free of charge. I usually like to speak via video call, but also if we're in an area that has patchy Wi-Fi or really bad data signal, I can also speak to my therapist via messaging or via phone call, which is really handy when we're on the road. If you'd like to help support our channel whilst also getting 10% off your first month with BetterHelp, make sure to head over to our link, which is betterhelp.com/travelbeans. We will of course leave that link down in the description below.
I guess I'll message Cody and tell him. I feel scared to tell him.
I know,
it's gonna ruin his day. I hate because he hasn't read it, so like I know that like the second he reads it, his
heart's gonna sink.
Oh. There's something so sweet about having a baby, him just not having a clue what's going on and just
oblivious to it all.
Just enjoying the world still.
Just enjoying pulling his socks off.
What do we do?
I know.
I guess we go to the police.
I guess you have to. Like, that's the right thing to do, because then at least it goes down and gets reported.
Is there any way to make it lock?
Yeah, I'm gonna try. Okay, I've made it lock now.
So the police station?
Yep.
Oh. Your first trip to the police station. Hopefully your last. So I have a camper van and we have it parked in a cafe down here. Well, I have my Spanish police report and I just think we have to stop doing van life. I want to say we're the most unlucky van lifers out there, but I think realistically we're just the worst, because I feel like we've completed like a bingo now of everything bad that can happen with a camper van, and I just don't know what this means for the trip, for even staying in camper vans in the future. You know, I've never had someone break into my home before, and I'm not really sure what you're supposed to do, how you're supposed to feel comfortable again. And we've got 3 weeks left on this trip, and I guess now we just try to figure out what to do. I still got to speak to the owner and I am not looking forward to that. I've messaged him and I'm waiting for him to get back to me, and I just don't care about the stuff that we've lost or had stolen, but I really care about his van being damaged, because I know how much the van means to him, and it's just got to be done. I have to say the police were so nice and sort of as helpful as you can be in a situation like this. They said the stuff's gone, and as far as an investigation goes, it's going to be super difficult because there's no CCTV, and he said that this is really common for vans in the area. There's a lot of bad people and we always take so much care and caution, and for it to have happened in about an hour and a half window is just mind-boggling to me. And I feel like if we can't be safe in a busy area for that short a space of time, like how can we go even like go hiking? I just don't think I could ever leave the van again, or any van for that matter, without taking all of the valuables with us, which we usually do, to be fair, and these were the least important of our valuables. They haven't returned it. I'm looking on Park for Night here and where we're parked. Watch out, gangs of young Moroccans are stealing all over this area. Do not leave anything valuable in your cars or vans. They forced the side window of the van on the street, on the road in broad daylight. please, if someone steals from you, file a report. It's the only way anything can happen to stop these thieves.
Oh my God, that's literally exactly the same. The window.
Another one?
No.
What?
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Oh, and those are just people who've left reviews. There'll be so many that haven't. God, that's such a shame we didn't see that.
Could have been avoided if I'd have checked this. I never think to check this.
No. Well, I mean, I guess now we will.
I mean, this place is so busy. There's a cafe. They climbed through this window in broad daylight in front of the cafe. I went into the cafe. You would see it.
Yeah.
If you were looking.
Yeah.
But why would you be watching the street?
Yeah. I guess, it's a city, so people are just minding their own business, I suppose.
I can't believe it.
No.
Does the thing still close? When we're driving, all this stuff's gonna be a nightmare to get back to England.
Really, really depressing, especially if you've seen the hack job down here, because this is where all the electronic equipment is. It's like double bolted, and so they really went to town on this, trying to get into it, and they completely scuffed up and damaged all the wood. It's really upsetting to see. Basically, I need some pliers so I can bend these back.
What bits? Oh, there.
There, that's been bent, so it's like in the way. That one isn't bent somehow. I mean, luckily they haven't damaged anything. Like, if they'd have damaged anything in here, that's all the electronics of the van. That would have been worth way more than, you know, an iPad or a Switch. So actually, it could have been so much worse than it actually is.
Would rather they take it and we lose the money than the owner loses the money from.
I mean, I feel bad. Look at all this, what they've done. Like, this is, look at that, that's the worst. It's hard because, like, having built a van myself, I know, like, the love and the hard work that goes into it. So to see something where somebody's poured so much love into it and they've taken all the time and the effort to do all these little things, like the faded paint going from one colour to the next, and it's just so sad to see it just completely destroyed for no reason really, other than just to take a silly bit of electronics. Oh, it makes me angry. It makes me wish that I'd left all the doors unlocked, which is silly because you have to lock them before you drive anywhere, so they were always going to be locked, but I just wish they hadn't been, so they wouldn't have forced their way in.
As we drove away, we had this huge sense of unease, not only because of what had happened, but because we didn't know how this was going to impact the rest of our trip. What would have been an otherwise exciting drive onto the next destination ended up a very somber one, trying to wrap our heads around where to go from here.
We have left San Sebastian and decided just to get straight back on the wagon.
Yes, the camper wagon. And
the quaggon.
well, to be honest, earlier I was a little apprehensive about coming back in the van. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel in the van, because when I was in here earlier, it was like this weird feeling just knowing someone has been in our space, and I wasn't really quite sure how I would feel being back in the van, as in to sleep in the van. I feel okay so far. I feel less weird than I do leaving the van parked. Like, even going into the petrol station, I feel weird just leaving it there. We decided the best course of action is just to go and stay in it tonight. We have driven into the Pyrenees where it's nice and quiet, and we don't want to build up a complex of staying in the van, so ripping off the band-aid. Yep. Not sure if I feel comfortable. Band-aid. Nice. Not sure if I feel comfortable leaving the van alone for the foreseeable future, so maybe we'll just spend the next 3 weeks in here. Yeah, never leave. Never leave. It'll just be there, ready, just in case somebody maybe with weapons. Each entry point, one of the three of us will be waiting. Maybe we should just hang his dirty nappies at every possible entry point. Like Home Alone style, you know? So it smacks him in the face. Okay. Maybe pee around the van just to assert our dominance so that they smell us from very far and leave us well alone. I know this might sound really silly, but usually we have a sort of windscreen cover that goes on the outside of the van. I don't feel comfortable having to get outside of the van
to take that off just in case we need to make a quick getaway. And I know it's so silly because we've never had to make a quick getaway, but I think after everything with the braking, I'm just feeling a little bit on edge, and I feel more comfortable if I just hang these blankets up around our heads so nobody can see us.
I love as well. I was agreeing with you because I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
What about this bed? To go back up.
Well, I mean, we're in the van at least, you know. Like, if there's like a horde of angry people wanting to steal our banging on the doors, you'd like to think there's enough time just to go for 10 seconds before driving off.
And a big horde in rural Spain. I'm not sure if you can see outside, but there's not much going on.
No, let's hope it stays that way.
Well, we survived, and not even one bandit in the night came to rob any of our little things.
I don't know about you though. I did wake up at like every teeny tiny little noise throughout the whole night. It wasn't the best night's sleep.
Yeah, not ideal. I think the fear is just going to come from leaving the van.
Yeah, that's going to be the worst case.
I feel like it's what it would be like to have a teenage daughter and you just want to have your eyes locked on them at all time. So as long as we can see the van at all times, I feel like I'll be fine.
So I guess that's the rest of the trip then. We're just going to stay sat in the van for the entire rest of our journey back home.
So I think the plan now is to stay in the mountains as we feel safe and comfortable here. And I think that's probably the best place for us right now.
Yeah, and it's beautiful here.
And I think we probably would have been more affected by this whole situation, but recently we've actually had a bereavement in the family, and it kind of helps put everything into perspective.
Oh, for sure. I think at the end of the day, we're all safe, we're all happy, we're all healthy, and yeah, it's a shame and it's annoying, and having to replace something that costs a lot of money is always a bit of a pain, but we have the important things.
So let us know down in the comments, when did some little bandits steal from you? Have you been broken into? And how long did it take you to recover from such an incident?
If you like the video, give us a big fat thumbs
Yeah,
up.
if you liked us being burgled, give us one of those. Make sure you check out BetterHelp in the link down in the description. Make sure you're subscribed, and nothing left to say, but thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time, and beans out!
Whoa! I was not expecting that.